Detective James Miller stood at the entrance of the Golden Grove Art Gallery, his experienced eyes scanning the crime scene before him. The body of renowned artist Michael Zhang lay sprawled across his latest unfinished masterpiece, a paintbrush still clutched in his lifeless hand. Red paint, or was it blood, had splattered across the pure white canvas. "What do we have here?" Miller asked the young officer who had first responded to the scene. "Mr. Zhang was found by the cleaning lady at 6 a.m. this morning. According to the initial medical examination, he died between 10 p.m. and midnight last night," replied Officer Thompson. The gallery was hosting a private viewing of his new collection until 9 p.m. Miller walked carefully around the scene, noting every detail. The artist lay face down on a large canvas spread on the floor. Various paint tubes and brushes were scattered around, some knocked over in what appeared to be a struggle. A coffee cup lay broken near the body, its contents long dried on the polished wooden floor. "Who was at the private viewing?" Miller asked, pulling out his notepad. "About 20 people, all carefully vetted guests. We have the complete list here." Thompson handed over a sheet of paper, including his agent, 3 art critics, several collectors, and his ex-wife. Miller raised an eyebrow. "Ex-wife? Tell me more." "Linda Reynolds. They divorced 6 months ago. Apparently, it wasn't amicable. She claimed he had stolen her ideas for his most famous paintings when they were married. She's also an artist, but never gained the same recognition." The detective circled the body slowly, taking in every detail. Something caught his eye, a small piece of fabric caught on the edge of an easel. Dark blue, with what appeared to be paint stains. "Get this to the lab," he instructed, carefully bagging the evidence. "And I want to see the security footage from last night." The security footage revealed that Zhang had stayed behind after the viewing, working late, as was his habit. 5 people had remained in the building after 9 p.m. Zhang, the security guard, the gallery owner, a critic writing a review, and a mysterious figure in a dark blue jacket who had claimed to be doing maintenance work. Interviews with the security guard and gallery owner proved they had solid alibis. The critic had left at 9:30 p.m. captured clearly on camera, exiting the building. But the maintenance worker had disappeared from the footage around 10 p.m., roughly when Zhang was last seen alive. Miller's investigation led him to discover that Linda Reynolds had recently been hired by the gallery for maintenance work under a false name. When confronted, she broke down and confessed. "He stole everything from me," she cried. "Those paintings that made him famous, they were my ideas, my concepts. He took my sketches, my dreams, and claimed them as his own. I just wanted to confront him, to make him admit the truth. But he laughed at me, said no one would ever believe me. He said I was just jealous of his success." "So you killed him?" "I didn't mean to," she whispered. "But when he mocked me, said I would always be a failure. I grabbed the nearest thing, his favorite paintbrush, and—" She trailed off, tears streaming down her face. Miller looked at the final canvas, now stained with its creator's blood. "Sometimes," he mused, "the artist becomes part of the artwork itself." He turned to Officer Thompson. "Book her for murder. This case is closed." The next day, as Miller completed his report, he couldn't help but think about the irony. Zhang's final canvas, unfinished and bloodstained, would become his most famous work, a testament to the deadly price of artistic betrayal. The papers would call it the artist's final canvas, not just the painting, but the scene itself. In death, Zhang had created his most powerful piece yet, though not in the way he had intended. And somewhere in a gallery storage room, covered in protective sheets, lay the truth of 2 artists' stories, painted in both paint and blood, waiting to tell its tale to future generations.